Hi everyone, Assalamu alaikum. Today has been amazing, and this morning I just finished my meditation for doing the rainbows, for which I've actually shared it on my YouTube channel. Go check it out. It is something that I do to practice and channel the light from within me, and it's a beautiful exercise. We don't really recognize or understand the intensity and depth of how art can actually truly activate certain things that are blocked within us. And when we do these practices intentionally with all our attention, we shift our energy into higher vibration of self-love, unconditional love, and acceptance towards our own being. So as I was guided to do a piece, it was in my shelf and I hadn't finished. It was something that I had created in my Ramzan 99 names retreat, and it was something which was there and calling out. So I picked it up. It was actually under the boxes, so I literally had to make my way to this piece. I was taking out something else and I picked the box up and I found a grid that I had to create, which was just this part, not the outside. And I kind of just picked it up and started coloring because I was guided to do rainbows and it felt like the right kind of shape to do the rainbows. So as I did that, I realized and remembered that this grid was created, as I said, in my 99 names retreat. So when I turned the page, the whole exercise was about self-love and letting that inner light come out, to be seen as this was a mirror, to be seen as the truth that what is within is coming out of us. So if we channel through the light and the colors and embrace all that we truly are within our hearts, and then that's what we will start seeing on the outside world. My probably slide. Anyway. And so the names that were at the back are Ya Moiz and Ya Mudhil. So I'm being guided to actually read a little bit about them and then work through their description as how I interpret it or I understand it. As always, I'm reading from my book, this one, and it's very poetic, but it always like helps me understand the divine a little bit more better, and just really helps me to see a side of his that maybe I have not seen in times before. And in this moment in time, this is the name that was needed for my soul to unblock and understand. So here I will be sharing a little bit about the two names and why they are so important connected to the rainbows. The first one is Ya Mu'iz. Al-Mu'iz is the one who gives the gift of self-esteem. It brings true dignity. Al-Mu'iz has the same root as Al-Aziz, the strength that flows from a knowledge of essential worth of inner value. Its root means sweetness as well as special and rare, like an eagle among birds. Al-Mu'iz is the one who can take us to a state of Al-Aziz. Repetition of Ya Mu'iz is an antidote for attachment to reputation and a remedy for the habit of self-aggrandizement. I will write it in the comment section what this word is and you can Google to find out. But I will explain and decipher it in a minute. We recommend that it be paired with its opposite name, Al-Mudhil. In reciting Ya Mu'iz, Ya Mudhil, you are invoking the one who is both the ultimate cause of your being honored and of your being brought to shame. The names balance each other. There is an inner dynamic. When you truly reach a depth of anguish of the soul, then the truth that your soul is created in the divine image is of necessity remembered and honored, and the quality of Al-Mu'iz naturally arises. There is a similar dynamic that occurs when egotistical pride evokes the need to be dishonored. Ya Mudhil. Al-Mudhil, Muzil, I think it's Muzil, Ya Muzil. Al-Muzil, because it's written in English with a D Hill, so I kind of got confused and did the, but I think it's Ya Musil because in Arabic that's how it is. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Al-Muzil is the one who leads you to the domain where you see yourself as the lowest of the low. This domain is where the original disconnected and isolated ego identity has been constructed. As Al-Muzil, roots mean to seek or yearn for the object of a long cherished wish. This divine quality empowers you to face your lower self, to bow low before God, and to engage the lowest of the regions of the self. Until you reach this place, you cannot begin to dissolve the false self. Al-Muzil brings us, willingly or not, to our knees with our head on the ground. For some who is stuck in a place of shame, humiliation, or shadow, this sacred name can actually be a powerful antidote. However, we recommend that it should rarely be recited alone. It is best repeated in combination with Ya Muiz. Now I'm going to share a little bit about how I feel about these two names. It's always important that whatever it is that we are taught and told through books and other knowledges, we also channel that what we feel about certain things, because sometimes the truth in the book might not be the truth that you also feel, and sometimes you actually will be. So when you are in sync with what you are reading, you will be like aha moments, or a growth will happen, or a shift will happen, and you'll rise with like that uplifting moment. Aha, I knew this, and now I'm validated by the outside source. But when it doesn't sit right with you, you read something and you kind of go, I actually want to know more. But also the fact that you want to give it your own interpretation is also okay. You might agree to it and then you want to expand on it from what comes from within you. And that's very, very beautiful also. The first one is Ya Muiz, the one who gives the gift of self-esteem. Now, what is self-esteem? Something that you feel worthy or you feel valuable. Now, the truth is, if you think about it, you are created by the Creator who loves you, right? How do you know He loves you? The simple fact that He created you. Why would He create you if He didn't love you? If you don't like doing something, why would you do it? So if you like doing it, then you will give it your attention and intention, and that is the love that He has put in you through His being. And so He loves you. When He chooses to love you, and He chooses to value you, and He chooses to give you the time and the attention to create you and write your story and make you the way that you are, how can you not have good self-esteem? That's the whole question, because our connection with the Creator is so weak. We never see ourselves through the eyes and love that He has for us. We always see it through the eyes of the people around us or our own selves, of what we see and how we judge ourselves on the actions that we have committed or done or performed. Now, if you've performed something really good, your self-esteem will go high. But that has nothing to do with the Creator. In the eyes of the Creator, you are always valued. You are always loved. You are always someone He takes care of. You are always someone who He never leaves. So by us being good or by us being bad, regardless of that, we are valuable to the Creator, right? Now, when we have that concept completely ingrained in our being, and when I say being, I mean human side and the soul side, when we literally not just think it, we feel it, we own it, we understand it to the core of our being, we understand that we are valuable to that who created us. So then, even if you are not valuable to the people around you, it really doesn't matter. That should not affect your self-esteem. So He gives you the self-esteem. He gives you the gift of self-esteem, the dignity, because He chose you. He chooses you. He values you. He loves you. When you let that sink in your head, that you are not loved or dignified or anything based on the people around you or your life experiences that you've gone through, you will understand the magnitude of his love for you. Now, I did say that there is a connection between the rainbows. The light is, of course, a symbol of the Creator, which is inside our heart, because that's where he lives. He lives inside our heart. And light, when you break it open, it has a spectrum of all the colors, and when you look at all the colors, you think of a rainbow. So you see, though, that's the sequence leading you to rainbow. Now, when you think about it, if he is in your heart, if he values you so much, that means he is your love. When love is what resides in our heart. So that's the connection of him being in your heart. Now, it says here, the strength that flows from a knowledge of essential worth or inner value. Oops, sorry, that was a mistake. Its roots mean sweetness as well as special and rare. Sweetness. When you think of sweetness, candies, chocolates, toffee, all these colorful, fabulous things come to mind, right? So that's the sweetness of the rainbow. And rainbows, you know, like bright, pretty, cute colors is like sweet little rainbow kind of thing. Then it says special. Rainbows are special because you don't see them always. You only see them when you're meant to see them. And there are times when you actually have it in the sky and only a few of you can see it. And not everybody can see it. So they're very special. And then rare. It's very rare to actually see the whole rainbow in one go. We've seen it in pictures, we've seen it in books, and we've seen it many, many times, but it's rare to actually experience that. So if you can connect the two, right? He is in your heart. Heart is where he is. He is symbolized, he, she, whatever you want to call it. He, she is in your heart. Symbolized by light, light which is in you. Light is that which has all the spectrum, all the colors of the rainbow. So that means when he placed light in you, he sees you as sweet. He sees you as special. He sees you as rare. And so how can we deny that what he has created you as? So your self-esteem automatically goes high because you are no one. You are a creation of that created the whole world, and so you are as beautiful as the universe, as anything in the universe, and so automatically the self-esteem goes high. How magical is that? It just makes me smile because it's like it just resonates with my soul so much, and I've spent so much of my life not knowing all this, and I feel very blessed, alhamdulillah, for him to guide me to his light and not only follow his path but also be able to share and speak about that what resonates with my soul, and so that I can resonate and connect to all those souls out there who are also on a quest like myself towards self-love and a deeper connection to the divine, and to be in contact with the unseen world as much as on the seen world. So then we go on to the name number 2. It's the Ya Muzil. Ya Muzil is the one who leads you to the domain where you see yourself as the lowest of the low. This is called the dark night of the soul. This is where all the veils, all the ego of your being, of your understanding gets smashed. It's called the ego death. Rumi, I think, also speaks about it. Death before death is what every man will experience. But it is what you do after the death that really matters. It's a very painful experience to reach to a place where you lose everything, all your understanding of what you've done, all the things that you've done in front of your eyes, everything that you've created with so much love, attention, everything just collapses. And that's called the moment where you actually fall in your own eyes and you go through the ego death and the soul, the dark night of the soul. This is a part of your life that when you experience that excruciating pain that isolates you and makes you feel so disconnected with everything, everyone, every single person you thought you were in love with, everything just smashes, crashes, gets broken down to bits. Now, when we're going through this phase, we actually look at it as the worst phase of our life because our understanding is changing, our spiritual awakening. We're waking up not from the outside brain, but we're waking up from the heart. We are no more in a place to take the BS that the world has taught us. We actually have learned and come to a place in our own being when we're ready to face the world from the inside out and not the outside in. Now, a lot of people will look at it as a bad experience. The reality is we are blessed. We are blessed. Those who go through these nights, those who go through this much pain, go through isolation. You are being chosen to do the job of the heart, not the mind. Not be a slave of the mind, but slave of your creator, the owner, the Malik, the everything that there is. And for that to happen, the qualification is that you have to go through this low to understand that there is no one. The isolation actually happens so you can get away from all the people and be able to work through your head, to work through your heart and awaken and align them together. The reason you feel so disconnected by the loved ones, by your family, by your friends, and you're not able to have a conversation with them and you feel very out of place is because you literally are out of place. You are being interviewed and tested to go onto a job that is very different, that different path from all the others around you. So you need to go into training. It's like you are being, and you don't choose this. This is something that gets gifted to you. And so you go down, it says here, this divine quality empowers you to face your lower self. It's actually a blessing to be able to get rid of the ego and understand it, and not get rid of it, but learn to manage it and then work with it, to bow low before God and to engage the lowest regions of the self. It's like a cleansing process. It's the more you release, the more you get triggered, the more you go within, the more the heart wakes up. And the heart is where the God is. And so awaken the God, following the path of your passion and your calling, you have to go through the test of this lower phase cleaning. It says here, until you reach this place, you cannot begin to dissolve the false self. That identity that you have thought that you are, he breaks it all, smashes it all, crushes everything. It is so painful. I can, if you are going through it, this is a great name to help you get through it. Won't take it away. The pain won't be reduced, but you will be given the courage to deal with the pain. Al-Muzil brings us, willingly or not, to our knees with our head on the ground. Now, when you think about this act, going down on your knees, head on the ground, is when you fully submit, when you fully surrender. You do not surrender to his will till you reach a position of letting go everything. And so that is the magic of being in pain, going through the pain and dealing with your triggers, dealing with your trauma. If you don't clean yourself, if you don't reach your core, if you don't reach the light within you, you will never reach the purpose of your being. And for that, you owe it to yourself to clean yourself, to question yourself, to understand yourself, and to love yourself the way your Creator loves you. And it says here, for someone who is stuck in a place of shame, humiliation, or shadow, this sacred name can actually be a powerful antidote. Now, when you think of your Creator, when He is the one who is writing the story with you as the co-creator, that act which you performed, sin, bad, takes you away from everything, that sin, do you think was not written by your Creator? Do you think that He did not know you are going to do the sin? It is what you do after you've committed something that you feel that you have offended or hurt or gone against your soul. It is what you do after that. So the shame and the humiliation that you carry, that shadow behind you, that heaviness around you, that you've done something horribly bad, do you not recognize that it was something that was given to you as a gift? That act of sin, which actually makes you feel guilty, that feeling of guilt was not placed within you from your Creator to actually make you feel guilty of the act that you've done and to pull you closer to Him. That act which you think is a sin is your pathway to the light. So many of us get stuck in the idea of that what we've committed, that what we've done. But do we not remember that He is Rahman and Rahim and Muzil and Muiz? So if we remember these names, when we actually break down the 99 names, each and every single one, into understanding the true essence of what it is that they are actually teaching us and telling us about our Creator, we understand the depth, the gravity, the pull towards His love, and we shift in ways that you cannot even imagine. So if you would like to join me for 99 names, I'll be starting this Friday, inshallah. The times are a little unconfirmed at the moment. I was going to do it at 10, but I might actually do it at 11. You will find out through my Instagram page about it. And last but not the least, I just want to say, if He wrote the sin and He gave you the guilt, it is His gift and His sign and His way of pulling you closer to Him. So if He chooses to forgive you, and if He puts the guilt in your heart and makes you ask for forgiveness, then He has been waiting for you. So you reach to Him. He's already there. Let Him come through you, to you. That guilt, that shame, that humiliation, it gets you to your knees. And knees, head on the forehead on the ground, gets you to submit. Don't you see? There is a pattern, there is a play, there is a way He is slowly bringing you back to Him. And you are gifted. If you've experienced the dark night of the soul and you've gone through a journey of painful, excruciating pain, send me a message through Instagram, connect with me right in the comment section, and I'd be more than happy to discuss this further. Or if there's anything you'd like to know more, please share in the comment section and I'll do my best. I hope this makes sense to you all and you are able. Oh, and the reason He pulls you to Him is to forgive you, because He's waiting there for you to come. He's put the seed of guilt in you. The guilt is what brings you to your knees. When your head goes down on the floor is when He blesses you with peace, letting you know He is there to forgive you. Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim. With that, I send you all lots of love, lots of light. Send me a comment, send me a message. Let me know how it feels to listen to all these things. And this is connected to a tutorial that I've just I have just shared on my YouTube channel. So do check that out. And I hope that it brings you a lot of peace, a lot of insight of doing self-love and being yourself and being okay with all that you are and truly embracing all your colors. With lots of love, everyone. Have a beautiful day.